don't know about that. You know, I think I'll take that inside and turn it. The rest of it's going to the fire pit. Well, I was actually very serious about turning this, and once I got it inside and looked it over, it's got a rotten out spot there, but it is olive wood, so I've got to try to do something with it. I know my good friend Phil would make this look amazing. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not, but I'm going to give it a try. I figure I can get a small bowl opening about the size of this one right there. Might involve trimming the ends, I don't know. I'm going to find the center here, flatten it off, get a hole for a worm screw I think, and I'll meet you back over here at the lathe. Alright, I went ahead and cut that end off. It's just a lot more in balance, and I got this some really nice looking wood. I'm just going to flatten the bottom to see where I'm at. I'm not going to do much for shaping. I've got a lot going on today and tomorrow and the next day, so another reason I'm doing a small one. What kind of RPM we have here? 830. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Like I said, I just want to flatten it off, see what we can do about mounting it up. I think it would probably sit on here. And I don't really have to cut any of this right here, and I don't really want to cut much more. So I think it's about where we're at. Just not so sure I can get a recess in there to hold it. Could be a tenon, but if I make a tenon out of it, I'm going to lose a lot of depth. Alright, I can't work on it anymore right now, so maybe this afternoon. Okay, I'm back. What I did was took a lot of the shavings and built it up using CA just to give some strength in this area, because I'm going to make this a tenon, but just open it up a little bit here to get the jaws past it. I want to finish cleaning this up here, and then we'll do that. Switch into a 5/8 bowl gouge. About 700 RPM. So a turning that's not totally round can be a little tricky to turn. You've got these little propellers spinning around. They might look pretty wicked, and they are, but the rule here is you stay on your side of the tool rest and let the wood and the tool have the other side, and everything should be fine. Light cuts are very important, and spinning the piece as fast as you can without it jumping all over the place is also very important. We got it. Alright, we can sand that and blend it in. Now, I want to leave this maybe like so. The wood is starting to show up pretty nice. Not sure how much. That's raised up decently. I'm debating making that maybe a little bit steeper. Maybe outside of where the bowl is going to be, which is maybe right here, because I don't want to lose any thickness there when I come down to make a semi bowl out of it. So I will take one more pass. If I can get it up a little bit more. 820. Okay, I say we can sand that. Not much else I can do here, so let's cut this and see how that works out. So I might start with a parting tool just to create the tenon. Switch to a 1/2 inch gouge again. Alright, I'm still working on whether this is worth it or not, but it's cleaned up really nice. Got a little saw cut that came with it right there. I actually think it's time to do some sanding, and I'm pretty sure I got a nice little flat ring around here. So we'll get this sanded, and we're going to have to use the Sandiflex on this and try to clean it up. Okay, time to do some sanding. This isn't really too bad, but I'm still going to start with 80 grit, and we'll get that sanded up without the lathe spinning, because it'd be hard to do. So we'll just do that, get that sanded up to 400. But after I sand with 80, I'm going to go over this with the Sandiflex and try to get the other side a little bit. It's going to take a while, but it might not seem like it to you. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. I'm hesitating because I still don't know how this is going to turn out. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe there's hope. Alright, I've got it sanded to 400. It just reached 100 degrees. I'm going to get a coat of sealer on here and get back into the air conditioning. I'm going to use the shellac base anti-sealer, and I'm going to brush it up here first. I just used the Sandiflex in this area. We're going to try to keep that pretty natural looking. Soaking it up. It's probably going to take quite a bit. Same thing right there. And of course right here. Alright, now we'll take a cloth. We'll actually get down to some real wood here. Yeah, that's definitely really nice olive wood. That's my sawdust CA glue patch. Hopefully I got enough in here to hold on to it with a tenon there. Or I should say hold on to that tenon. That's it. I'm kind of rushing this because it's really hot. Okay. So far I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. In case you're wondering, quality control already saw it before I did this, so we'll see what happens. Okay, that's it. It is really hot. See when we have it flipped around. It's actually cooled off quite a bit here in the last couple hours. So I decided to come out here, flip this around, and I just can't stand it. I want to get this corner cut off and get some idea what we have here, because, well, I think that's totally in the way. Well, I don't know if it is or it isn't. So maybe I'll start my cut right here and then we'll have a look at it. At 712 RPM. Okay. I'm liking it. I think I've just decided that I can peel this off of here. I just don't take anything away from that. How's that sound? It sounds good, but I gotta pull the tailstock out of the way so I can get in there. Okay, it's been longer than what I figured it was going to be to get back on this. It's been a little bit hectic here and sort of forgot where I was at. I know I was cleaning this up. I'm going to go down and clean this up, make it as deep as I can, and come up here as far as I can, and then we'll have to clean this up with a Sandiflex. So I'm going to use a 1/2-inch bowl gouge, and we'll do all that. $720 RPM. think I'll sharpen up. Okay, I don't know if I've been standing here talking to myself. I haven't turned a lot away, but I've been just kind of sneaking up on it, but my mind's not working really good right now. So, pretty happy with what this is, and it's still pretty thick, but I do recall there was a kind of a rotten spot in there that I filled up. I would just as soon not reach that spot. And I can't tell you how much farther it is, but I don't think it's that much farther. So how about we just clean this up and stop while we're ahead. Alright, it's pretty good. Got a ripple up here, so we'll get that blended in, and then we'll get the scraper out and see what we can do. Alright, I'm not even going to spin the lathe when I sand this. I'll just hold it and spin it, because I really don't want to come up here and get that. And then I'll use the Sandiflex doing it the same way, just holding it. We're going to start with 80 grit and we'll get it sanded to 400. That's not bad at all. Okay, time to put some sealer on this. See how it looks. Well, this part looks nice. It was a soft area right here, but that's not the area that I tried patching from the other side. But that is some really nice wood right here. So now I'm going to brush the rest of it on, because it's really going to soak it up. And it's going to get kind of dark. I tried to get all that out of there, but it's going to be like this. Not much I can do about it. It's really dark there. I cleaned it with alcohol and dried out back to a lighter color, so maybe this will. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. Quite a few coats on it for sure, and when I come back we'll should have it all finished up. Might be a couple days though. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit on the busy side. Okay, I'm liking it. Well, there's no question this was quite a challenge. And it's a very, very odd piece that looked a lot like firewood. But I thought, no, we've got to try to do something, because I could see some of the nice grain in that olive wood. So I think it was well worth it. Just very interesting. This is really dark here. I have a feeling that it could have been in a fire. I don't know, because I don't know all the history of it. It's a little bit punky right there, but this might be my favorite part of it, and that was my goal, is to not run into that and break it off, and I guess I succeeded. Finished 11.5 inches wide, 7 3/4 this direction, and it stands about 2.5 inches tall, and it does sit down on that flat area. There's where I was a little bit concerned about the tenon, because this was rotted. So I filled it with some sawdust and CA glue. It was just enough to stabilize the tenon. When I got done, all I did was took my sander and sanded that off. I finished it with 2 coats of Zinsser Seal Coat and 2 coats of the Zinsser Shellac. So this was definitely a different type of turning, but I sure enjoyed doing it, and I sure hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did like the video, do me a favor, click that like button and feel free to leave a comment. Both of those things will really help my channel grow. I do lots of different types of turnings, and you never know what might be next, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And a special thanks to all my current subscribers. You really mean a lot to me. So, till the next time, see you later.